Hey guys, what's going on there? In this video, we're going to be doing something very outstanding today, and that is we're going to be making images for convolutional neural networks, particularly using numerical Python. Now, if you actually found this video very useful, I just want you to kind of like this video. Please do share this video, as of course it does reaches out to other people who will definitely be in need of some of the insights that are shared in this video. So other than that, we're definitely going to jump in and get started. So I'm going to be working with my editor, that's VS Studio Code. And the first thing I'm going to do right now is to create a file. Now, ordinarily, I might want to create a folder. Probably you create a folder, then you can create a folder on your desktop. That's totally up to you. But I already have a folder open. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on File, and then I'm going to call this CNN. I'm going to call it CNN.interactive Python notebook. Okay, so that's the extension for you to use. Now, I already assume a lot of us are already, I would say, you're kind of maybe training a neural network, or you're performing some kind of deep learning or machine learning practice. But what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be creating a synthetic data set, an image. So this is just going to be an image of just an kind of a skin lesion. Think about it as a skin lesion, and then we'll kind of create something like a blob on it, right? So I'm just gonna write, or we're doing is creating an NTD synthetic image for convolutional neural network using NumPy. All right, so this is going to be a very short video. When we're just I expect you to be comfortable with Python, particularly if you would want to follow along, and maybe some other just basically you need to be familiar with Python, and then also the NumPy as a framework, okay? NumPy matplotlib. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to import the necessary dependency. I'm going to import NumPy as np, and I'm also going to import matplotlib. Of course, maybe I could also do it this way. I could set it from matplotlib, import pyplot. Okay, so what we use NumPy to do, this is an alias. That np is an alias, more like kind of I'm gonna call it more like a symbol, right? So we don't want to be writing NumPy all the time. So this is for computation. So we're going to use this for computation. Contains some methods, useful methods that we're going to be using, and this we're going to use this for visualization. Okay, that's what we're going to be using the matplotlib to do. Now, in order to create the image, I'm just going to kind of create the image. So what we're going to do, I'm going to create a function, and what I'm going to name this function, I'm going to name it make image. Now, some of the parameters that this function is going to take, we're going to say positive is going to equal to true. So I'm going to store it as a boolean, and then I'm going to have the size of 32. Okay. Now that's actually what I'm going to create for this function. And the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to divide this into steps. I'm going to say step A, probably what are we going to do? So we'll say this is going to create, we're going to create the thin plain noise, right? We're going to create the plain noisy background. So this is just kind of a comment, and of course that's just what I'm going to say. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to get image is going to be np.random.randint. So that's actually the NumPy method for that. And we could use random.normal, that's the Gaussian distribution, and more like kind of a bell curve. That's we're good just to get some kind of values that are clustered around a particular mean. And 0.3, and then maybe the standard deviation is going to be 0.05, or then that's going to, I'm going to just put it this way. I'm going to say the log is going to be 0.3 so that you can see the argument. Then the scale is going to be 0.5, and then the size is going to be of size because we already passed in the argument in this function. So Mora is going to give us 32 rows and 32 columns. That's if what we pass in whenever we call this function is 32. Now the next thing we're going to do now is I'm going to use a condition. I'm going to say if it's positive, now we want to now create a scenario of what is going to be on the image, the kind of lesions that are definitely going to be that. So I could want to decide how many just want to know why this is okay. I think that's what's the issue. So I want to decide how many blobs. So I want to say size is equals to this. Okay, I think that's fine now. So I want to decide how many blobs is going to be on it. Okay, so I'm just gonna write that be on it. Okay, and then I can now say for underscore in range of np.random.roundint, and of course I'm going to have 2, 5. So maybe it could be any numbers between 2 or 5. So what I mean by that is it can actually have some blobs of maybe 3, 2, and maybe 4. Just numbers that are between 2 and 5, right? So usually 5 is not included. And then what I'm going to have here now is I'm going to nest. Before I nest the for loop, I'm going to say to get the center. Now I want to get the center. I'm going to cx cy is going to be equals np.random.roundint, and then it's going to take in 5 because I don't want it to be at the edge, and then we're going to say size minus 5, so that everything is definitely going to be between 5, because I can't do it 0 to 32, because if I do it 0 to 32 and then kind of create the blob, you see that the radius could actually cause that blob to overlap out of the image. So and then the size is going to be 2, because we want to unpack this particular list, more like I'm going to say unpacking of this list and having the blob at the center, not more like at the center, right? So I'm going to say for I in range of size, I'm going to say for I in range of size, and then I'm going to say for J in range. So I'm kind of nesting a for loop, so in range of size. And then what this is going to be now is that it's kind of going to create some distance. So could call the distance of, now I'm going to say I minus cx, right? And then I could just kind of multiply this by 2. Remember the Pythagoras, the Pythagoras rule. I'm going to say j minus cy. Then I'm going to multiply that. I'm going to square that raised to power 2. And then just put a comment for you. I'm going to say I wouldn't want to do that. Then I'm going to say if the dist is this time maybe less than 16, then what I want image, that's this particular image here, I think it's subscriptable ij, then it has to be equal to I'm going to add it 0.4. So this is kind of me brightening the image. So np exponential minus dist over 10. So let it be at the center. So the more it's at the center, that from the center is going to be kind of bright, then it's going to be blurring as it's going out. So I think that is just that. I'm going to say img, that's the image now. It's going to be np dot clip. I'm going to clip, because basically when we are done adding this, you see that some of the values might actually kind of explode beyond 1. Some might go beyond 0, and some might explode beyond 1, right? After this addition here. So, but we want to clip them to be between 0 and 1, okay? So that's why we're going to use the clip method, and then we're going to pass in img and then we'll say 0 and 1. So this clip method takes in 3 arguments. The first one is going to be the array, then this is going to be the low. The low is going to be 0, and then it could see 0, and then the high is going to be 1. Okay, and so that's actually colon. So you could want to use this, but of course I'm fine to use 0 and 1. Okay, remember. So I'll ask, so it's going to return mp dot let's kind of return image dot as type mp dot float. I think I want it as float 32. Float 32. So that's that, guys. We've kind of created this image. Oh, I just want to know why. What's the issue? Sorry, that was a mistake. So so that is that. We've got our image. Just to be sure, okay, yeah, everything's kind of working, and that's 0 and 1. Let me check. Okay, it's still on the line. Okay, so I'm gonna run all. So let's kind of create excuse me. So let's kind of create an image right now. So I'm going to call the function. So let me create an image. So I'm going to call image first image is going to be maybe I'm going to say make image. I'm going to pass in true, and I'm going to pass in 48 as the size. So I'm going to print first image the shape. Let's see. So I could just bring this here. Okay, we made a mistake here, so we said positive. Okay, so all right, so it gives us an image of 48 bytes. So let's kind of plot dot I am show, and then we'll pass in first image. Maybe let's see map as gray. Let's see what it's going to show. Okay, all right, so this is kind of giving us a gray image, and let's kind of take out this and see what the image looks without that. That's great. So you see that we've kind of created that. Now let's take this back to, let's kind of create a second image, and then I'm going to say second image, say call the function make image, and call make image. Then let me pass in true, and also have 32. Let's see what it's going to create. So of course I'm going to say plot. Let's plot dot I am show, and then I'm going to pass in second image. I'm going to plot dot axis. Let me kind of turn off the axis. I'm going to turn it off. So let's see. Okay, so it kind of gives us another. So you have to kind of see what is happening, and that's just basically that. So I could decide to maybe kind of cluster, reduce the scale here, and I'll kind of reduce that. So I'm just going to run all again. So you can see how we create synthetic beautiful. So you see, I kind of reduced this now, the scale, right? So it doesn't go beyond, and that's why you can now see the image. So you can see the blob. So this is kind of maybe scanning lesions, and we could feed this into the computer, and of course it's going to learn from that. So I'm going to do plot dot axis. I just kind of want you to see this, maybe analyze first, and then you see that that automatically takes that out. So that's actually that for that, guys. You could see I could go on and on to use a function. Remember, the function is kind of reusable code as much as possible. So that's actually a very quick video on how to create a synthetic image. You start by using, may want to use a function, maybe or not, depending on how you want to write. Then we create that's kind of the plain noise image, and of course, if it is positive, which is where those lesions are going to be, and then we'll say for I in range, that's underscore in range, because we're not kind of assigning an I anywhere. Then we're gonna see, okay, we just want to have maybe 3 blobs or 2. In this case, now it's giving us maybe 2 or whatever number, right? And then you could run this again and you'll get 3 blobs, of course, possible. And then so now we want to now get the center. That's we want to shift it out from the edges, right? So we kind of assign these variables to this, and then okay, we'll say okay, we want it from 5, that's from row 5 to maybe an axis of y, which is 32 minus 5. That's going to give maybe like 27 or 28 or around that region. But just kind of know that we don't want it to be clustered around, right? Those particular points should not be clustered around. Now, maybe what I could just do now to just confirm that here now is that I could just print cx or y, but that's actually wrapped inside of a function. So might not actually be able to do that unless maybe I kind of try to return cx and cy or something like of that nature. Maybe here, maybe I say return cx and then maybe cy or maybe something like that. Maybe kind of run that, and then I come and I want to say a b. Okay, that's going to be at the, so I'm going to say a b, and of course that's a and b is definitely cx. So then just kind of prove to you that I'm going to print a b. So you're going to see that is 33 and 19, right? So that's it. So yeah, so if I kind of run this again, I see that it's definitely going to change. And yeah, so what I actually wanted to understand here now is that's actually the simple way to do that. Of course, you get once you get that, then these I and J are just kind of pixels, right? They're just kind of pixels. So that's I and J, they are pixels. So I'm just gonna say pixels, and that's actually that. Then it's gonna loop around, check, and then get the distance. Then if for the ones that are actually less than 16, of course, it's kind of brightens. That's around that image. And then we'll clip it and then we'll return the image. So this is actually that, guys, for this particular video. If you kind of found this very helpful, I want you to kind of like this video and do share. I could run that again, and you see this time we have 4 and not 3, right? Because I didn't clip that. So that's actually that. So like I said, share this video if you like this very short video, and other than that, thank you very much for watching the video, and see you on the next one. Bye.